The Japanese carry trade. Majority of the Bank of Japan's board members set to approve the rate hike next week. Now, we've talked about this before. Roaring Kitty's thumbnail that can be interpreted exactly like this. We're not going to cover this entire article. Instead, here's a brief breakdown. The Bank of Japan's upcoming monetary policy report comes out January 23rd and 24th, 2025, which could trigger a global financial chain reaction. If the Bank of Japan signals tighter monetary policy, it might unwind the Japanese carry trade, a major financial strategy. Now, already coming into the weekend, majority of Bank of Japan board members are set to approve a rate hike. This could lead to sudden de-risking, margin calls, and a short squeeze, particularly affecting heavily shorted stocks like, you guessed it, GameStop. Domino effect could cause a chain reaction once the first piece falls. It could set off an unstoppable series of events, culminating in GameStop's mother of all short squeezes. They won't be able to stop what is coming. What is going on, guys? Lottery Stocks here. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to the channel. If you're new, you are going to want to watch this video all the way until the end. And the reason for that is because I'm going to have pieces of information that are not in specified order throughout the video that you probably should know. So watch until the end, like the video for me. It helps the algorithm. It helps me out. Subscribe to the channel. Without further ado, let's get into it. So GameStop back in 2021 versus Trump's meme coin that just launched in 2025. In January of 2021, when GameStop soared 2,800% plus as a market-wide short squeeze began, Trump's crypto that just launched rose over 12,000% after being announced on Friday night. Has Trump surpassed GameStop in the biggest mania of short squeezes? My answer is no. GameStop is right around the corner. Just to follow up what Trump crypto did. Now, before I get into all that, I want to show you something. I've talked about GameStop crypto in the past, and I've dropped the exact CA for it, which is the crypto address. Back in May and June of 2024, again, this wasn't launched in 2021. This was launched February of 2024. This coin ran 3,800%, then 800%. GameStop during the same time ran 530%, then 168%. So if you want magnified gains, the crypto space is where you're likely to see these outrageous gains come from. Now, that's not to say to pile your money into the coin instead of GameStop stock itself. This is just something that I am showing people before they say that they missed out on it. Now, GameStop, we have studied the charts and we've showed you what we expect, but this I want to put in front of you as well. Even the volume is the same on the weekly time frame, on the weekly chart. Okay, if you take a look here, we have this volume spike right recently on GameStop back in May, and you saw the volume spike back here again, which is very similar to what we're tracking. And then later on, months later, is finally when you saw the build up into this short squeeze. Finally, I expect us to start seeing that volume flow in as we are mid buildup somewhere in here, getting ready for that massive move higher. As far as AMC goes, you know what we're tracking as well. But take a look at this pattern. This is actually the monthly chart, which I don't show you guys very often. And this is what we have been tracking on a smaller time frame. You can see why I think we're here. Even on the monthly, it signals something. And we're seeing volume come in. Same thing with AMC. I also said that GameStop is likely to hit this low around $27 to $26.50 before moving higher. We came down to that level. I think the sell-off is completely finished or very, very close to it. And we should see something this week. This is probably going to be one of the most insane weeks to come. And we have some data that I want to cover. Like I said, the pieces of information are going to be throughout the video. Now, in the past week, the SEC fined and settled charges with hedge funds, Vanguard, and Robinhood. Robinhood was fined with violations related to naked short selling, while Vanguard was fined $100 million by the SEC for undisclosed 2020 charges, causing tax issues in target date funds. Two Sigma settled SEC charges for failing to address known model vulnerabilities, reimbursing $165 million and paying $90 million in penalties. Now, we also recently seen Hindenburg Research involved in securities fraud end up actually shutting down, which is a short seller, a well-known that just closed their firm. Now, this isn't good, okay? And I'm going to explain why this isn't good. It might seem all that well that the SEC is finding these things and there's a crackdown going on. Gary Gensler on his way out, this prick is just letting these institutions get their little slap on the wrist before he's out of office, before they get absolutely smoked with further investigation, because they're not going to be charged twice for the same thing. So he's actually helping these firms out in their criminal activities on his way out the door, in my personal opinion. Nothing I say is financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Now, how crazy would it have been? How crazy? This is just a tinfoil hat. If Ryan Cohen put that $4 billion into Trump coin, that would have been insane. That would be absurd. Short sellers would be toast off the table. Now, yesterday I did drop a video on the Trump coin. If you haven't seen that yet, you probably missed out or are currently missing out, which leads me into the point. What is going on? Is it over? Well, we covered it at a $6 billion market cap. Next day, today, it's at a $13.2 billion market cap, and it was higher than that. We need to talk about some stuff. First of all, Trump was just listed on major exchanges, including Binance, Coinbase, Kraken, OKX, Crypto.com, and Bybit, and there are rumors going around that it will be listed potentially on Robinhood. Now, we talked about that 3-year lockup period for Trump's tokens, but it's not actually all that clean cut. Here's what I want to warn you about, and I have a timeline. I don't think Trump is going to sell off just yet and be done like people are saying. This thing pumped way too late. No way I'm buying at these levels, yada, yada, yada. Sure, maybe we get a retrace, and there's levels at 57 cents to 55 cents we'd want to hold. If we don't hold that, you're coming back down to 44 cents. You likely won't get it lower than that, okay? That is just my basic outlook. Now, here's a time frame I have for you. I have a midline at very early March, and then I have an end line April 17th. Why do I have this drawn out? This lockup period is not clean cut and simple as you think. This will be a fade off period, meaning the supply will be diluted during increments of time frames throughout the 3 years, and the first part of that time frame is 3 months in, and then 6, then 12. And these smart investors, I'm going to explain it right now. There are currently 6 wallets with over $600 million holding Trump coin. And Trump's stake, assuming these are all his stake, is now worth $55.4 billion. You have to understand that these people, these wallets are going to take profit at some point. When is that point, and when is Trump going to stop rallying? I don't know what it's going to get to, okay? I don't know what it's going to get to. I will give you levels, but I think after early March, you may start to see it fade down coming into that first period where they're going to dilute. April 17th is where they are allowed to first dilute. That doesn't mean that'll happen, but again, this is the start of the dilution. So in this time period, okay, during the time period we're in, this is free range. This is anyone's money, anyone's play, okay? Take your profits, ride this thing up, but until, I'm going to say safely, March, get out. Okay, so we have January, February. Nothing I say is financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. This is all opinionated. I'm just a guy on YouTube, but somebody might not tell you about this, so I'm going to tell you about it right now. This is Trump coin on the 5-minute time frame. Just be wary of that. If we continue higher, $95 is the next price target. If we break the highs at $80. So if we break $80, 95, 121, 147, 163. I don't know if we will go higher than that or if we will get up to that. Now, the US Fed just changed their overnight repo rules on January 24th. What a coincidence. Remember I said I was going to bounce around with the data that I'm giving you guys, the Japanese carry trade. All of a sudden, and we recently just talked about the repos on this channel, okay? The US Fed just changed their overnight repo rules on January 24th. We have economic data coming out. MLK Day Monday, the market is closed. Jobless claims on Thursday. Services PMI on Friday. Manufacturing PMI on Friday, as well as existing home sales, consumer sentiment, so on and so forth. That is the brief economic data we have. This is the market right now fighting up against resistance, and there are plenty of people calling out for a major cliff to be here. This could start a cliff dive on the SPY, okay? Starting between the 22nd, which is Wednesday, and then the 24th, which is Friday. So towards the end of the week, over the weekend, I don't know what's going to happen Tuesday, Wednesday, but towards the weekend, you could see us start to dive. Or, maybe we wait until our Fed meeting late January. Okay, these are just some things to watch and pay attention for. Bitcoin, again, stepping back, looking at the monthly candle, this looks to be a beautiful breakout candle. We originally weren't too sure about it, but Bitcoin held down here And this looks like a beautiful breakout candle, as long as, again, this can close. If Bitcoin gets a close above 106K, that would be beautiful. If it closes above 110 or 109, even better at the end of January. Overall, based on what we're seeing in the cryptocurrency space, you see a clean shot to 122,000 in my opinion. Last but not least, I want you to keep an eye on Coinbase coming into the week, up 5% Friday, and I think this thing will move as well. Also keep an eye on DJT stock. Both of these are looking nice coming into inauguration. We also have earnings this week, which we are playing Netflix. We talked about it, but we have honestly a pretty big earnings week. This is going to be a decent week. It's going to be a fun week, and it's going to be a jam-packed, news-driven week, probably volatility. It's a shorter week, all that other stuff. Finally, TikTok was just restored in the United States. Overall, guys, that is what I got for you for today's video. Don't forget to pop in the Discord. Come join me. Come join the most amazing people who talk stocks and crypto all day long. I also post my trades as soon as I take them in there. Best vibes, best people. There are no bad questions, whether you're a beginner or advanced trader. This is the place to go, and I appreciate all of you guys popping in. Also, if you want up to 30 free stocks, use the Moomoo link in the description, open an account with them, and deposit into your account. It's a free broker. Once you open an account through the link, the second link in the description, and deposit once they approve you, it should take 2 minutes, you will start earning these benefits. On top of that, you're getting level 2 order book data for free, access to trading options, going long, going short, viewing other exchanges, and more as a retail trader, so there's no reason not to do it. Stop sleeping on it, guys. Check all the links down below. I love you. Make sure to subscribe, turn post notifications on. God bless. Lottery Stocks out.